good morning. It's second part of my jewelry studio tour. I'm going to talk about stones and the various. Basically, I don't cut faceted stones myself. I just cut cabochons, and here are some victims here ready to be processed. There's a really nice one right. Where'd it go? Right there. Look at that little guy. It's very nice. Very nice. Look at that. Okay, let's go out to where we cut and polish stones and see what goes on out there. Let me get some lights turned on in here so we can see what we're doing. We'll be able to see all the various machines and the tons and tons of junk I've got in this place. Couldn't call it junk, it all has a place and a purpose. Okay, let's start out here with this guy. This is a Star lapidary unit. It's probably as old as I am, and I'm in my 70s, but you know it does an excellent job. Now, over to this Rube Goldberg contraption. It looks probably kind of wild, but it's just because I simply made the two splash guards myself. If you look closely here, this is an industrial bearing block. They just don't make things like that anymore. So I do combine new stuff, commercial grade equipment, with my homemade efforts. Down here is a expanding drum, which of course I purchased. You know, the older timers used to make a split drum, and you would use strips of sandpaper in it, but I don't see the point to that in this day and age. Alright, we're past that guy. Good heavens. You can see, starting as I pan around the room, there's tons and tons and tons of material in here. Lost and forgotten. Someday it may get resurrected, who knows. Alright, another Rube Goldberg contraption here. And this is, at the moment, it's set up as a flat lap. See if I can come in on that diamond. That's a 6-inch diamond flat lap, 100 grit. I use that just simply to, to grind a window into a piece of rough stone so I can kind of get an idea what's in there, or whatever, grind nubbings off of slabs, whatever it's required. But basically, it's set up as a polishing machine. And here is a face plate with a canvas pad on it, which I use to give the cabochons their final polish. Next, yes, this little guy here. This is a rather expensive, neighborhood of $475 bandsaw, glass cutting bandsaw. Unfortunately, it's really super slow. The blades are very expensive, so I don't use it much, but it's so slow. More junk everywhere you look in here. I shouldn't call it junk because I do, you know, it all has a purpose. There's some an ingot mold down there, and there's an all-purpose motor there with a Jacobs chuck on it. I can put a sandpaper disc like it's got now, or this material in the back here. There's a wire brush and more sanding wheels. And on over here, here's a Ryobi tile saw. Now, it was, of course, in all fairness to tile saws, this was not meant to slab rock with, but given the constraints of the machine and the price, I'm using it. Here's an example of a piece of petrified wood that I've kind of gnawed into a shape where I can cut some slabs off of it, and I did that on that tile saw. Over here is the sink. I won't show you the interior of it because it's quite grungy in there, but yeah, a sink is extremely important in jewelry work, lapidary work. Can hardly do without it. Well, here comes the last little beast here. Now this is a Star lapidary 6-inch trim saw. And again, it's probably as old as I am, being in my 70s. One thing about this saw that I don't like, and that is just simply that they recommend using some sort of well, what I use in it is mineral oil. And you know, that stuff gets all over everything, including myself. And it's just so messy. I mean, I just dread using it. But it's got a diamond blade in it, and it cuts the stuff, you know. It does do the job. I don't know, they make anti-rust additives you can use water in it, but I've never gotten around to it. Everybody, all the old-timers told me not to do it, so I'll just stick with this stinky old miserable mineral oil. Alright guys, I think that pretty well clears it up. We're back here the door of my studio again. I'll say goodbye and thank you for watching.